Hi guys, we are here with Mayday, the Grime MC and founder of ALB. We are going to be painting today. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a painter do you think you are?
I think the reason I rap is because I can't draw in it.
Okay.
So it's like that tells you innit? Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say a good -3 out of 10, but we'll see. Innit?
We'll see. You might come out with a masterpiece.
I mean,
so we'll find out.
there's certain softwares you can use to make artwork in it. So if my painting isn't there, I'm sure we got options in it, but we'll see how it goes. Last time I painted raw. Mayday on Art Attack. How are you? Yo, this
Okay.
All right. Cool.
I want to ask you first, your bar that went viral. Okay.
Let me
say the bar.
So the lyric is, how can I take investment advice from a man with artwork made on Canva? That was the bar on a set on Sigil Radio, which is a radio station in Birmingham, and they were only 3 months old at the time. And that bar to me was new. And my DJ Medley P, him and his DJ crew at the time, Punga, they did a takeover. And he's like, just come spit some bars on this new station. And because it's Medley, and Medley's my brethren from before music, I was like, yeah, cool, safe, whatever. So it's me, Stretch, RGG Tech, 1997. And it was Off-Key, the DJ, back-to-back Medley P. And literally, them three have walked in the room because I'm chatting to Ringers, the founder of Sigil Radio, along with being outside. And Medley's like, we're starting, innit? So none of these men touched the mic. They just stand in the room. I was like, cool, I'll start it then. So I spat 116, safe. And then the second 16 was that now iconic bar in it. And I didn't think nothing of it. Like literally, for me personally, as Mayday, I think I have better bars on that set. But obviously, you cannot argue with the internet. So the internet said, this is a great bar. And now talking to you at this time of recording, we're at, I think on all platforms, like 70 million views later, that has turned into 2 deals with Adobe. I'm pretty sure I'm the first, definitely the first grime artist, if not the first rapper, depending on however you want to call it, with not 1, but 2 deals with Adobe. And then, just kind of carried on doing the work from there. Going
into your, obviously, album, Karelin.
Yeah.
Why did you want to name it after the wrestler?
So Karelin is a Greco-Roman wrestler, was from Russia, competed for, I want to say, altogether, he probably competed for about 15 years. He only lost twice. He won 887 matches, which is also the namesake of the first track. And Karelin's level of dominance for that long, like I was saying to you just off camera, to get hot at anything is insane. To do it again is even harder. To be undefeated and be the best in your field at what you do for 13 years, that level of just dominance to the point where he gets on the mat and people are just walking off because they don't even want to, they know what's going to happen. It's a foregone conclusion. That level of dominance, I'm like, he's got something. And then also, without getting too heavy into it, post-wrestling career, he's gone into like Russian politics and he's wrote a load of theses. Like he's just done what he wants, innit? And I think you only get one life, innit? A lot of people base theirs on people's comments on social media, but I think because hating on social media is free, that's why people hate a lot, and then people let that affect what they do or don't want to do. Like if I listen to everyone who tell me, you can't make music because you don't do this or you don't like, I'm like, okay, cool, we wouldn't be here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think people can apply it to anything. If you want to travel and sell everything, if you want to sell everything and travel, cool. You're gonna die at some point, so you might as well sell everything and travel. You'd rather die here or somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so true. How do you think this album differs from your first one, Ghost of October?
Nah, she went on the archive. Oh wow. I think the artwork on Ghost of October is better because my friend Yasmin, she's an amazing designer. She did that by hand, and it took me until like 3 months after to notice there was a ghost face in the artwork. I didn't even clock that until she didn't even tell me. So Ghost of October, nah, yo Sim, that's pre-COVID. Nah, get off my Spotify. I think Karelin is definitely the best stuff I've ever done. It's similar to Ghost of October. It's me and the captain, or Dubsco, my producer engineer. I call him the captain. And I think it's very good. There's the same element as storytelling. I've just got better overall in terms of like language and delivery and flow and cadence. And obviously also the factor I can't control sort of is the attention around it. Obviously Ghost of October, I was rapping to no one. Whereas now a lot of people are like, yo, I listened to 887, I listened to Jinzo and da-da-da-da-da. And I think a load of my influence, like when I came out as a grime artist, you kind of, everyone starts off emulating who they listen to sort of thing, innit? And that goes for the production. Whereas on Karelin, I've got a song like Lebanon, and it sounds like the music I was hearing when I was at the best party of my life, which is like in Belgrade, Serbia. But it sounds like that's what Lebanon is in terms of the sound, because the song's called Lebanon. So I think the production is definitely different. But in terms of cadence and storytelling, I've definitely got better. But the continuity is like, I just tell stories from both personal life experiences and then kind of more a holistic view of like, you may not have lived this, but you can kind of relate to it in your own weird way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you've worked with your producer for a long time. Explain like the relationship you've had with him, why you continue to work with him.
So I found a captain, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I found a captain when, basically, the captain, is Dubscope. Dubscope is genuinely a legend. Everyone from JK to Mist was at DC Studios at some point in their career. Like, that was the home of grime for the West Midlands. Man were coming from London. They were all going there to the captain and what he was doing down there. Throwing sets, clashes, who's the boss, all of that good stuff. When I found him, he, for lack of a better term, he was just done with music. He wasn't happy. He wasn't making as much money as he wanted to. So it was a bad time for me to find him in that regard. But somehow, whether it was my amazing charm or just being great with words, the captain kind of gave me a chance. And I just said, listen, I know I'm very bad. I was very self-aware. I was like, bro, I'm terrible right now, but trust me, yeah, I'm going to figure it out, innit? And it's going on a good few years now. And he's produced everything on Corellan. He produced the 95% of the Awful Lot of Birmingham tape. He's the sole reason Canva exists in terms of production. And I can't really do what I do without the captain. Like, I've worked with other producers. I've got beats from other producers, and I don't only work with the captain, but the way the captain can craft sounds that I can only hear, because I'm not very good at audio side. He can craft what I hear and make it work. Don't know how he does it. He's just a wizard. So yeah, and I think because you can't fake chemistry, I think if I keep bouncing around from engineer to producer, it loses a bit of the magic. Yeah. And there's, not in a disrespectful way, but I can say things to him that only he would get. And he also produces the answer I'm looking for. But because I can't vocalize stuff very well in terms of like, I know what I want to hear, but I don't know like the instruments or how to arrange it. Whereas he just gets it. And that only comes from working together for an extended period of time. So yeah, that's why. And obviously he's paid properly and he's credited properly, because that was obviously a big like gripe of his when I first found him. And I'm not doing that for doing that. I'm doing that because everyone needs to get paid for the work that they're involved in my work. Yeah. He just happens to be involved in an awful lot of my work. And so yeah, that's why.
Okay, so going into Awful Lot of Birmingham.
Yes.
Why did you start it?
So basically, Awful Lot of Birmingham is a mixtape. At the time of recording, we just had the year anniversary of that. And basically, I'd say July 2023, I made a song with Driz GB. And Driz has had a lot of success on Pen Game post that song. And then I had a song with a good collaborator and friend of mine called Stretch. Stretch DCM, who's a great grime MC from Birmingham. Then me and Legacy made a song. He's from Hockley. And me and Stretch DCM made a song. And it got to a point where I was making a load of songs with all my people. And inadvertently, but kind of on purpose, I was building horizontally. And my thing was, there's not enough great grime music in album form. Not even enough great grime mixtapes, in my honest opinion. So I'm like, I'll make one. But the theme of making it where I had these songs with the boys and I then kind of made it a mission, like because I knew there was Kreezon, there was RGG Tech, there was Vante, there was Ardon, there was so many other people. I'm like, okay, cool. And then kind of made it a thing of where like, we're going to do this. And because it's my thing, I'm going to do it in terms of like setting studio sessions and beats and And then released the mixtape and it was cool. It kind of did its thing because at the same time, like I said, Trappy and Driz had just gone viral on Pen Game. The Canva moment had happened in August. The original project came out in November 2024. So everyone was kind of doing stuff individually. And now we had this kind of like a linchpin, like a catalyst of like, this was the moment where everyone was on the song whilst they were doing their thing, on the project while they were doing their thing. And then even then after that, I knew there was some other MCs I didn't get time to engage with at the point, like T-Rose, Legacy, Tricky, TPYs, all right, there's loads. So I thought, let me make a deluxe. Deluxe came out March 25th, 2025. And then that kind of kicked everything off to where like, okay, cool, there's something going on in Birmingham now. And Mayday just seems to be able to curate all these people in one place and do it to the point where there's 17 tracks, and including MCs, producers, and the engineer, which is, again, the captain, 26 people, and they're all from Birmingham. So it's like, that's a whole generation of brand new everything in it. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't think much about it. Like, obviously, you promote your project, you put your work into it, etc., etc. And then it kind of became a movement to the point where when we would go out of town to do sets, like, oh, the Brum man are here. And it kind of became a symbol, which is cool. But then the same way, there was nothing really, there wasn't like a name for this generation or whatever. And I think because ALB is, one, it's 3 easy letters to say. 2, what it actually means is Awful Lot of Birmingham, which in itself is like, there's just an awful lot going on in Birmingham. And that's from yourself as an interviewer to presenters, to DJs, to non-music related people. It just kind of became the term that got adopted into what I guess is a movement now, really. And then everyone kind of, because it's not a crew, it's not an alliance, it's not anything, because they don't last. There's many examples, both in Birmingham and out of Birmingham, unfortunately, of crews that don't last and all of this thing. And I think because we were all on the understanding of nobody owes each other anything, we're just doing it. 1, because it's fun. 2, we're all doing the same thing. 3, if we collaborate, we go further, faster together. Yeah. I think that's why it's kind of working. It's very sustainable. To the point where like Cola B being in a Spotify documentary is a win. And she's wearing that Awful Lot of Birmingham top. That's a massive win for all of us because we know Cola. Cola's ours. She's in there, safe. Same with RGG. He won his clash on Prize Fighter. Same as Stretch. Trappy and Driz on Pen Game. Vante on Pen Game. Like, everyone's doing stuff. It's just like, oh, the Birmingham man are really doing stuff.
Yeah.
And that's really it. Like, I made a mixtape, I put it together, but it's kind of became the adopted movement of what is essentially this, I guess, third, maybe fourth, but probably most likely third generation of Birmingham grime MCs.
Yeah. Is there anyone that you didn't get on that project that you would get on the next one?
I don't think I can do a deluxe because there's people in music who just take the mick in it and deluxe for like 4 years straight. I can't do that. Doesn't make sense. Originally, I wanted T-Rods on the original, but he's just a busy guy, so I got him on a deluxe. TPY, bro, TPY is one of the best. He just doesn't release music in it. He's like Temper, one of the best, but they just don't release enough music. So, and I've spoke to TPY enough times. I've drawn him out. I've got him in studio, and it just hasn't happened yet, but I know it will. So TPY will be one of them. Who else was on there? Traj Brown. He wasn't on the original. So there's him. There's Goonie. There's Grims. There's man like Darius, who's actually a wrestler, like a professional wrestler. But he actually spits bars and he's come to my events. Good friend of mine. So I've sent him a beat, but he's everywhere, so he'd be on there. Cola B, she wasn't on the original thingy, but fun fact, me and Cola have a whole 5-track EP together that she's still yet to release. I've been in on Twitter for that one. So yeah, it would just be, again, the rest of the Brum grime that I didn't get there. But again, with how I work and the stuff I've already got in motion, that's problem is going to be solved middle of 2026 at the latest.
Yeah. You know how Drake got BBK tatted? Do you think he'll tattoo ALB?
I won't, because my granddad's a madman, and he said if I have tattoos, it's a very long day. Let's put it like that. So I personally won't. But there's actually a clip of me at the second Awful Lotta Benny event chatting to Gala. I was like, so what, you're gonna get an ALB tattoo? So I'm not gonna get it, but whoever gets the first ALB tattoo, I'll pay for it in it. But you have to get the tattoo in it. Sim said she might be first, so you might have to chat to her, but we'll figure it out.
You know what you should do? You know how you have the stickers?
Yeah.
Them fake tattoos that you can like put all up on your arm.
To be fair, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I might do that. To conclude, I'm not getting a tattoo, but if you're gonna get the tattoo, I'll pay for it in it.
Okay.
Or Sim will pay for it. I don't know how it works.
Maybe we'll go halves.
Okay, cool. Sim said she's gonna pay for it, and I'll put half.
As long as I get to come to the
cool.
appointment.
No, you can
and make
document
sure
the
it's
session.
real. Okay, so you've said before that being ginger has like motivated you in life.
Yeah.
How has that shaped you?
Because you get bullied for being. It's just ginger's just a hair color in it at the end of the day. Obviously, it means so much more to people, but it's just a hair color. And I think because you're seen as different from early on, because everyone's like black hair or brown hair or blonde or you kind of instantly get bullied for being different. And I think the silver lining in that is, one, I'm still ginger. When people get, they're going to be grey, I'm still ginger. Unlucky, innit? Safe. Same time, I think just being bullied in general, you kind of get thick skin, tough skin.
Yeah.
And being in the music game, you kind of need that. But also having Canva get 70 million views. Like if you look at the comments, and I think the threats, quote unquote, not death threats, but like how do I word it? Yeah, I guess threats and whatever. All the mad DMs I've got based on Canva being so viral and getting so much attention. Most people, in my honest opinion, could not handle that because they don't know how to deal with. They don't know how to log off, is what I'm saying. And a lot of people are chronically online, just in general. But yeah, because of that, I think I was kind of well equipped to deal with that. And I think being funny as well, which again is a skill, and confidence is a skill that I've learned kind of from being bullied and just being able to like be myself in any room I'm in. That definitely helps and has contributed to all of that, I would say so. But obviously, I can't. That's me in it. There's bare redheads, there's bare gingers out there, and everyone's had a different experience. It was something I was born with. I say it's like I was born ginger in it. I'm Irish in it, so that obviously plays a part. Yeah. But I think just more representation would be cool in general. Obviously, you can't make that happen. Like you have to figure it out. It's like when you go to a grime set, even more so out of town, you're the outsider. You have to prove you belong there, innit? So doing that in Birmingham is arguably the hardest place to do it. But then you go outside to do it as well. So, and I think that I'm saying that because you have to know that when you're in the room, you know you belong in the room, innit? But you can only know you belong in the room if you're comfortable in yourself and you know the value you provide to whatever it is, innit? Yes. And I think I just got a lot of that from like, I'm just ginger and good at what I do. So, but again, that took time to build, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? That is fair. What is your favourite spot in King's Standing? I guess, that's a good question still. There was a KFC that we had, but the KFC never had chicken. Like it was notoriously never had chicken. Okay. So it was just Kentucky Fried. Bro, so they have like milkshakes, fries, no, we don't have a train station. We don't got nothing. Like the KFC didn't have chicken. That's how down bad we are. I think Conquer Island, like which is under Pimple, which is close to mine, because like everything kind of kicked off there. Both good and bad. So I saw a lot sort of thing. It would probably be those, to be fair, just because it's also a massive community in the terms of like there's bare people and everyone kind of helps everyone sort of thing. And that was from younger to now. That really hasn't changed, I would say. So yeah, it would probably be that. But you might be the first person in human history to say what is your favorite spot in King's Landing. So congratulations.
And that's why I asked, because I feel like
I promise you, no one ever is gonna ask that again.
King's Landing is like a great area, but it's not a hot spot in Brum. Like people don't
it's
think
North
about
Brum.
it.
No one really thinks about it. To
No,
be fair,
they don't.
I mean, we've had like, I think the most famous person from King's Landing is what's her name? Alison Hammond. She was a Big Brother contestant, and now she's like a presenter or whatever.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I'm not famous, but there's me doing stuff right now. There's a
It
singer.
will be you next.
We'll see, and because I'm not doing it for that, but it's like it's proof of like you can come from where I come from.
100%.
And, like, I performed in South Korea, done stuff in Brazil, Miami. Like I've gone around the world with grime music, and I'm from King's Landing, so it's like it's proof.
You announced that you're doing an awful lot of Birmingham documentary.
Very, very important.
What can we expect from that project?
I think it's just as you've known me, we've only met recently, but as you've known in my journey, I'm very forward about like, you have to document the work in it, because stories in that don't last. History is told by the victors in it, and stories always get misconstrued. And I'm the bad guy in your story, and you hate me in your da 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 da. But the documentation of like video and photo and what I was there, tangible merch, CDs, like physical stuff, that is very important. And I think I made the awful lot of Birmingham Instagram page. I didn't want to, but purely I made it because people were asking. And then it's like, I've got so many clips on my phone from the boys and BTS stuff that they've done and moments that weren't shared and whatever. So I'll just use that as kind of like a sharing place to do all that. I say all that to say, that's like the final step now is doing the documentary. So from the documentary, it's basically just going to be the journey, I would say, from, for me and the boys debate this sometimes, but I think everyone had their 2s and 3s. Trappy crews on the T-Rose knew each other, me and Stretch, DH and Driz, all this sort of stuff. But I think the catalyst event was RGG clashing Driz GB on Trappy's, I think it was his first event at the pod, which was at the park in Quinton. I think that was kind of the genesis where we all kind of got somewhat familiar or aware of each other. And then from there, we started doing sets and whatever. So it's basically from that point until, I guess, ALB Deluxe, depending on how the year goes and by the time film is finished. And just telling the story of like how we met. What does ALB mean and all of this, and because everyone joined, I guess, ALB, or at least I met them at different times. Everyone's got different stories and they've all had their own individual accolades, achievements and whatever. So it's just letting people share their version of whatever's going on right now. And then also when you look back in another 5-10 years, like there was the 0121 Legacy documentary that covered 20 years and 3 hours still wasn't enough because that's 20 years. So I think call it a good 2.5 year window to document everything we've done can be told in 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And it also, because like I'm very vocal in terms of like interviews and podcasts and whatever, and some of them like don't get that opportunity. So I don't want to tell their story. I can't tell their story better than they can tell it, but I can curate everyone together so they can tell their story, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's really what it is. I've already spoke to specific places, but there's gonna be like a live viewing and da. I might make it a black tie event, and I don't know innit.
You sure?
Like the man them in tux is looking cold. Yeah,
Yes.
sick. I don't know, but that's if they hear this. That's the first time I said it because they don't know that yet. But I'm gonna try to figure out something. But I do want to make it like a bit bigger than it is. It'll go on YouTube and that. But I think the documentation and even documenting that event itself has to be done, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And no one's telling me to do it because no one tells me to do anything. I just kind of, as I said, create it if it's not there. But I think it's very, very vital for that to exist in the world.
I can picture the scenes now. Everybody suited up with the chain out.
Yeah. Well, not everyone's got the ALB, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone's got this. The thing is, people ask me for this all the time. I'm like, I can. But the money this one costs to make you one to then sell it to you, it's going to be out in it. So you can make your own ones or come and Simmons, you can paint a chain or whatever you want to do. But I don't. Yeah, it has to be a one-on-one for now. And if I can figure it out, I will. But that's the plan, like an awful lot of documentary to really let the boys and Cola and everyone else tell their story, and that's really what it is. I think it's also kind of, Vante said it as well, like giving people flowers while they're around. We know what we're doing is historical and great in real time, and it will look even better looking back.
What do you think you've learned from the process so far, and where do you see it being in 5 years' time?
I definitely can't paint. This will be the last thing. This will be the last thing I'll paint, I promise. But in the process of music, I think it's just, you can't fake chemistry, you can't fake community. Everybody wants community, but they don't want to go outside. That's a big part of it. If it's not there, create it. If it's not there, just do it. And you would rather ask for forgiveness of something than permission to do something. If you ask for permission, you ain't around forever. You kind of have to just do things and then figure it out as you go along.
Yeah.
Don't listen to other people because hating's free. So people are telling you not to do it, but because it's free. If you had to pay £100 to someone not to do something, you're not paying me £100. That's how most people go on. But a lot of people let themselves get held back. And trust me, you're gonna die at some point. So you may as well do what you want. Because trust me, when you die, you don't respawn in it. That's it. You get one chance in it.
Yeah.
And it's very like YOLO and all of that. But I'm not saying like, sell everything and move to Peru. I'm saying like, if what you're doing isn't making you happy, figure it out what makes you happy and just do more of that. And if you have to do a job that you don't want to get so you can, I don't know, do yoga 4 times in a week, cool, do that. But like, make sure you do that because like I said, a lot of people live on the internet now. And I think a lot of people taking TikTok, Instagram and Twitter and all this way too much and idolize a life that person isn't even living. You're just seeing the highlight reel. You haven't seen all the back end work and editing and they're basing it off that. But it's like, if your routine's the same, it's kind of on you to change it. You have the power to change it, but you just don't want to. Yeah. And I think that goes back to music. Like you can just do what you want to do and figure it out. And even like in grime, like Names Bliss, he does grime, but it's like jazzy grime. No one told him to do that. He just figured it out in it. Just make what you want to make. Like I wanted to make grime music, safe, but most of my music is grime, but not all of it. There's some Jersey in there. There's some dance. There's some trap. You can do what you want. This is what I think. People, to put it succinctly, you can just wake up and do things. That's all it is. You can just wake up and do things. And people just don't do that. So I think that's probably what I've learned from the process, to be fair. But I think because the process is going to continue, if we had this conversation again in another 2 years, it'd be an entirely different ball game from what I've learned. Because now, like, I've established ALB as I guess it's a brand at this point, and it's a movement, and it's a mixtape, and all of that cool stuff, and all of that under it. I've also learned how to throw events, how to get people in the room together, how to do all of this, and all this back end stuff that is no one really speaks about, but you have to learn as you go along in it. So I think that's probably what I learned in the process, I would say.
Perfect. The timer is done.
I swear.
Is your project finished? Do you need more time?
It doesn't even look like I started, to be fair, but I'm not going to argue with the timer. You can't argue with the timer.
Before we do the big reveal, I'm going
to do... Big reveal? I don't know if you can call it that. We can show them what we've made. I don't know if you call it a big reveal, I promise.
But before we do that, I'm going to do a fire round of just 5 questions.
Cool.
Okay, number 1. If you was a boxer, what would your ring walk song be?
I would make it Mayday 887 and I would walk so... No, actually, tell her like Chief Keef Love Sosa, because that song... No! Mayhem Splash. That's the one. Because when I hear that, it's danger.
Okay, if you was in a food fight, what would your food of choice be?
Can I put a brick inside the food? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that as a no then.
Yeah, that's great. That's not even a food. You can't eat that.
No. But if it's wrapped in mashed potato, I don't know. Okay, I would probably lasagna because that's dense, and if you leave it out, it's long, and that's gonna cause damage. Probably break a window or 2 or 5. So we'll go lasagna.
Okay. What was your childhood movie, either favorite
Ratatouille.
or what shaped
Ratatouille is the best film of all time. Listen, you've seen that. If you've seen that on the internet, you want to argue with me if Ratatouille is the best film of time or not? I've got time to talk about it, innit? Ratatouille is the best film, and that's it. Next question. That's it.
Okay.
You're laughing? No. You're laughing too hard at that. Ratatouille is the best of all time.
What aspect of it? The rat, the food, like... If
I have to explain it, you don't understand it. You just have to watch.
It's just magic, in it. It's when he eats the food at the end.
Oh, now you're ruining it for everyone. Now you're ruining it for everyone. See, she's lying. Just go watch the film, innit? Go watch the film.
But at this point, if you ain't watched it, that's on you.
Yeah. She's right. That's a skill issue on you. Yeah, you got.
It is. You know what I mean? Okay. Question number 4. Death row meal: starters, mains, desserts.
Mum's Irish stew, mum's something to dinner, and then my nan's key lime pie.
Love it.
You get me?
Final question: top 5 albums of all time.
Okay. Mayday, Awful Lot of Birmingham. It's not an album, it's a mixtape, but it's the best, so we're gonna throw it in there. Mayday, Awful Lot of Birmingham Deluxe, Young Lean, Warlord, Chief Keef, Finally Rich, Draco the Ruler, because you asked, and I would say Mayhem Splash 2012. Mixtape album, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, perfect. Are you ready for the small reveal?
I mean, I'd rather do more quick fire questions, but at this one, I can't really escape it. Innit? So wait, are you showing me? Am I showing you? I'm gonna have to. Okay. Yeah. Ladies first, and you show me.
I can already see yours, but let's.
No. If you can see, you can see it. But if you can make out what it is, I'll be way more impressed. But go on, you go first.
This is yours.
Okay. Blood. Nah, this is a mad setup. You didn't tell me you were sick of painting. Nah, lock it off this. Nah, lock it off this. Bruv, I didn't know I was drawing you. Bruv. Nah.
Okay. Can I guess what this is supposed to be?
No, because you're not going to get... But this is not her for reference, because she's done that. This isn't... Trust me, this isn't... Basically, this is the Pimple in King's Landing. But the Pimple is basically the area where I live, and it's a massive hill. It's the highest point in King's Landing. And everything good and bad on here still got set on fire. We found gold one time. Very long story. And there's this archway that just says... well, it's called King's Landing Circle. Well, I think it says, King's Landing Circle, but we just call it the Pimple. Because if you look at it on Google Maps, it looks like a pimple, because King's Landing is very flat.
Yeah.
And then this is the sky, because it's very rarely, as you know, it's very rarely sunny in the UK, but on a blue, beautiful day, the King's Landing Pimple, looking over it, it's like, oh, right, it's not that bad at times, isn't it? Yeah. So, again, it's not a sim. She's drawn me, but I ain't drawn her, just for reference.
But that's okay. I love it. Like,
but that's what it is, though. That's what it is. You know what she means by she says abstract, innit? I can't say that word, but you know what she means, innit? She don't mean abstract. But yeah, that's what's cracking, innit? You definitely win this round, innit? We'll run it back at some point, but
make sure you sign your artwork.
Do I have to?
Yeah, you have to.
No. People need to know I made this.
Yeah.
Nah, you're
you
crazy.
You have to be proud of your work.
No, it's not that I'm not proud. It's just no one else is proud, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like this. Yeah.